enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka, or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
Welcome back. The news continues. Government has released 543.4 million kwacha for procurement of drugs and medical supplies in various public health institutions and 67 million kwacha for hospital operations. The money was dispersed in the course of the last week in addition to 650 million kwacha released in February 2022 for procurement of drugs and medical supplies. Secretary to the Treasury, Felix Nkulukusa, has revealed in a statement that the Treasury also released 355.4 million kwacha to the Public Service Pension Fund to facilitate payment of dues to retirees and another 169.3 million kwacha to facilitate the ongoing implementation of the Social Cash Transfer Program. Mr. Nkulukusa says the Treasury released 100 million kwacha under FISIP to pay arrears to suppliers of fertilizer and seed, 97 million kwacha to help liquidate outstanding liabilities for previously consumed goods and services under various line ministries, provinces and agencies, and 694 million kwacha for various projects and general operations. UPND Mongu mayoral candidate Nyambe Muyumbana has called for the formation of cooperatives among women and youth to properly benefit from the 25.7 million kwacha CDF and contribute to developing their localities. Mr. Muyumbana said once voted into office, he will facilitate works to improve township roads in Mongu while ensuring accountability in CDF. This came to light when UPND leadership in Western Province, led by National Youth Chairperson Gilbert Liswaniso, addressed calls of residents in Mandanga, Katongo area in Mongu during a series of rallies to drum up support for the UPND mayoral candidate Nyambe Muyumbana. And speaking at the same rally, UPND National Youth Chairperson Gilbert Liswaniso called on electorates to offer solidarity for President Hakainde Hichilema in the next 10 years for Western Province to be developed by voting for Nyambe Muyumbana. Mr. Liswaniso reminded the electorate that the damage left by the PF government was deep, but a vote for Muyumbana is an exercise of restoring inclusive development and a way to transform Mongu and Western Province.
Mukwakwaluna ozo makabo ukena kwa Sukongo mane omkwako wasaseka ni mwali vingi mane ni wasioma mane ni shangombo mikwakwa warufaka inde chilema bakuli wazi bakuli sitaba sabulozi sinyandire nako yetelele watakutusaba aposto timyao ni mwana mwebona ale handi mwabulozi twalefa
mwazi bachalo senasibani sakuza pambuso ki Usholi kakuli ne bashinyize njitwani ne basalatize ne bashinyize kuzibala njitwani uswana inge nafasi pula vene ninzi fale Aiba ninzi fasipula vale na ishinyeza. Na ita chwani? Chairman iswaniso abakabulela kuli bomimba nali mwazi wakuli nikana kuyema. Nikana nji? Mane nikabata kunanuani spula nji? Wakensanyi? Twale ni ba PF na zene basaba ne bashinyize fasipula manu tuzisa. Zambia. Twale muvota nyape muyumbana muvotela zwelo pili. Muvotela kuli lutota pisa fasipula. Luteza chwani? Luzusema sila. Lweze chwani? Kana mina bakambule akumiluni kubani muku wako kuzo matama kikuya fasikolo. Akumiluni? Luna nikumeze za mukwakwa. Manu tuzisa? Mwali koko ni mwambati mikwakwa? Hamu ni vea maofisi kutamana ni kansela wa mina. Lukameza mikukwakwa nyana. Kwanda zeo mezi ya butoka mwaka mbule. Manu tuzisa? Amiluna mezi kubani mezi? Chale na misepisa chwana. Lukatamana ni makansela kaufela maneni wakwanu. Kulipeze zemezi. Kwanda zeo nilemoa chwana kuli. Kuna ni ka police post. Kebasika kwa ulakale kwa sisi kwa ale. Makaziva makautwanga. Amutoki kuwa ni police post kwanu. Luna ni kufuma na muvu. Kulumeze zeka police post. Kuli ukewenda bukutelefa fasi. Manu tuzisa?
Chipata Central Member of Parliament Mutolo Piri is calling upon residents in his area to start applying for the project construction and rehabilitation in the work of the Constituency Development Fund that has been allocated. The lawmaker says he's more than ready to turn his campaign promises into reality in order to improve the livelihood of the people. He was speaking during a live radio interview, The Political Hour at Prism FM. He has, however, quick to justify the delay to begin implementing projects in the country was due to the planning and fund sourcing or by powers that be.
With energy, because Romba ndalama zabwera vanzanga vamphamvu valipo tithandizane tigwire ntchito vijama funa vantu malaiti vajafuna kuti kuchiyewe tione ngati tingagulire mapozi tithandize kuti avaikire malaiti tuma bridge tujama funa ku damu kwa nivala divine tivakonzere tuma bridge twamnenzo funa ka bridge kajafuna choka kugonda upita njira yaku chisomo tikonze miseu yaku Eastrise huku kuti tivakonzere. I promised them pamene tenzo chitama campaign that inza kukonzera ni miseu tawi yafika makolo kuti Romba munichite judge. Not the past 6 months we were planning, we were waiting for money, I was looking for money, I was writing letters. Time has come now for us to work. Miseu ili mamarket, miseu ili kumchini yafika ntauti tikonza mamarket ya nikumvo titu mapozi twakala wiki tifanika tikonze bwino si watu udu tikaliboy kamalaiti. We want to strengthen them for the roads. Ndino nyadira pano atotwe nikuzeni ninape mpanzanga vamina dina vintu hanzanga ndalama lazati bwereka greda kuti vibwere kuno tikonze miseu tiembekezo chabe mvula kuti iteretu sunga kwanze mseu na mvula ndiye zakanga kulundazo Lundazi road wavuta because of the rain sanga konze Romba. So I'm looking forward to start work. I'm looking forward now tapanga decision lero kuti next week CDF committee azalipira ndalama wika petulo moto kazazanisi zipite mu mawadi monse muzatima chita campaign uwakumbusa bantu kuti chitana apply for those projects because olokuti neniziva kuti kufanika project ku Apollo Dam sitinga konze mpaka balembe kakarata uko kuchoni kujamma kamba kuti tikireni tuma bridge hapa mtoro.
The Biomedical Union of Zambia, BUZ, has taken a swipe at the government for what it terms as failure to understand the National Health Insurance Management Authority (NIMA) scheme. This follows Labour Minister Brenda Tambatamba's directive to NIMA board to urgently work towards optimizing the availability of medicines in health facilities, which have been a source of concern in the past few months. The Labour and Social Security Minister made the directive during the inauguration of the new NIMA board in Lusaka last week. But BUZ President Daniel Mwimbe argues that the responsibility of NIMA as a health scheme is not within its mandate, describing the order as misplaced. Mr. Mwimbe urges and explains in an interview that NIMA, like any other scheme, is supposed to pay for the service, while the Ministry of Health, through hospitals and other facilities, is supposed to provide the service. He has since suggested the suspension of NIMA scheme if the government does not understand the whole essence and mandate of the scheme.
The directive by the minister to give NIMA a responsibility to ensure optimal provision of drugs in hospitals is a misplaced one, because NIMA is not mandated to do such. And like we made it clear that NIMA is not a department under Ministry of Health that should work to optimize provision of drugs. NIMA is a scheme and it must maintain its shape as a scheme, and that's why it now makes us wonder if the government itself cannot understand the scheme that they are offering. We can hear the minister herself not having understood what NIMA is about. So that somehow for us as a union makes us get worried. If the government can't understand the scheme that they are offering, then who is going to understand it? The stakeholders, number one, is government that should understand, and we together, the unions and government, sat and came up with this scheme. We understood that every party needed to know what we were offering, and it's unfortunate that we can see that government hasn't understood. And if even up to now they have not understood what NIMA is all about, then we want to suggest that we go back to the drawing board, we suspend the scheme, let's appreciate and understand, because then that's why we hear stakeholders like people that are paying for the scheme complaining because they don't see the benefit of NIMA itself. Because NIMA as a scheme is supposed to pay for the service, and what NIMA is saying is that hospitals should have services, should give the services, should have drugs, should have all the commodities needed for our client to go and get the service, and that's what we are saying. So a client goes to the facility, get a service, and NIMA pays for that service. And we do not expect now NIMA to start getting monies to go and buy drugs for hospitals. We have never seen a scheme working like that. And NIMA should not be differentiated from the funeral insurance scheme, because all these are schemes. Even NAPSA, the same way NAPSA works, that's the same way that NIMA is working. So we don't understand why the minister should misunderstand the two, because she is the custodian of both schemes. So what we want to appeal is that let the minister probably call for an endeavor where we can probably share, all of us share what is this scheme about, and make government understand the scheme that they are offering. Otherwise, it's so disappointing to hear that government itself has not appreciated and understood the scheme that they are offering.
Still to come in the news, Chipata DC Imelda Mwanza says she's happy with the way people have responded to the recruitment advert. We take another set of commercials. We'll be back.
Place a bet, search on the web or get the app. OneXBet Bookmaker Company.
Istana ya Afrika ya kupende chalo akamwana kanono nomsepela kuikala chapamo kuribe kumunzi kuribe mutauni kumatero
The Zambia Statistics Agency will this year conduct the census across the country. The census aims to count people in households, rural and urban, hospitals, military, police and correctional facilities. This numbering will extend to hotels, farms, as well as high-density areas with different families sharing a house and those in transitory locations. Every person in the country matters and should be counted because the census will benefit all, from migrants, refugees and street children, homeless people, the young and the old people, as well as persons with disabilities. Everyone counts. This message is brought to you by the Zambia Statistics Agency.
Welcome back. Now, Chipata District Commissioner Imelda Mwanza says she is happy with where the people have responded to the recruitment advert. The Chipata DC says that the new Dawn government is very transparent and the selection will be done in a transparent manner. She has assured the youth that the recruitment and selection will be done in a very transparent manner and that a team has been put up to look at all the applications and that everyone will be treated as equal. And Maxwell Mbewe, an applicant, says he is happy that the way the process is going and thanked President Haga in the recruitment process. Another applicant, Fides Chuva, says it's the first time such a thing is happening, but has appealed to the government to extend the deadline for receiving applications because the process is very long and that one has to do a lot of certifications and other things. Mutolopiri, another applicant, has complained that some people are coming from other districts such as Lusaka and has appealed to the relevant authority to do something about this because these people are reducing their chances of being picked. The government on 25th of March advertised the recruitment of over 11,000 health workers and supporting staff. The Zambia National Congress of Trade Unions, ZNUT Muchinga Provincial Coordinator Kasanda Nondo is appealing to government to consider importing fuel from neighboring Angola. Mr. Nondo says if the fuel issues are not addressed at the quickest time, then many Zambians will be subjected to abject poverty, especially that already there are an increase in price of commodities. In an interview, Mr. Nonde also suggested that government should consider bringing back the fuel subsidies for a certain period so that goods and services are stabilized.
Zambia Congress of Trade Unions would love to appeal to the government to consider start importing oil or fuel from Angola so that it will be cheaper compared to the Middle East or to the places where there's conflict. And our prayer is again to see that there is a peaceful settlement between Ukraine and Russia so that the imports that are coming from the Middle East considered to be cheaper. What it means when fuel is increased in the country, it will spill over to the cost of other essential commodities. We are talking about the cost of the cooking oil, meal, cement, and others will be very expensive because transporters will be also talking about the cost of transport, and workers will not be spared in this situation. Meaning the transport money that they have, the government has given them, it will not be enough. And secondly, would love just to see if things will not stabilize in good time, the government to consider just reintroducing the substance fuel for a certain period of time until we get stabilized, because the cost of fuel, when it continues going up, there will be a lot of sufferings in the different circles. Even the people are having projects, they had costed their projects, meaning the cost of such projects will go up. And thirdly, we want to appeal again to transporters not to take advantage of any increment in fuel and then they exploit the Zambian people or any situation, because there are certain situations even when the cost of the increment may not be equated to the cost of transport. So it's important that the people are also governing the transport industry, they sit down and analyze does it worth to increase this much? Because when immediately we start doing that, the Zambian citizen will be suffering, inclusive the workers in the country. The cost of living is likely to go up.
Siavonga Town Council has unveiled its 2022 annual budget to the public. The council has proposed to spend approximately 54.6 million kwacha in its 2022 annual budget, which translates into 52.6% increment from the 2021 budget, which stood at 25.9 million kwacha. The annual budget was unveiled together with the annual work plan, which the council has put in place under the 2022 during a press briefing on the approved annual budget. Siavonga Town Council Deputy Treasurer Edison Mulia, who represented the budget, revealed that of the proposed budget of 19.7 million kwacha, which represent a 36%, will be raised from domestic revenue. Mr. Mulia further says the balance of 34.9 million kwacha, representing 64%, will be raised through the national support, which includes Constituency Development Fund, CDF. The Deputy Treasurer adds among the capital projects about 4.8 million kwacha will go towards youth and women empowerment, while about 2.5 million kwacha will go towards the rehabilitation of roads and drainages. Mr. Mulia said the council has also allocated 4 million kwacha, representing 4% of the total budget, to the public order and safety, which includes maintaining public sanity, save life and properties, and completion of the purpose fire station.
Should I say the Zambian taxpayers? It has to be accounted for. And that is why we are here as a local authority to give a serious detail, a clear roadmap, how the money that we get from them, these taxpayers, how we intend to utilize it. And I believe it is very important in that even other stakeholders, such as, of course, government being the number one financier of our budget, we've got other corporate partners, GIZ. They will have to know these monies that they push to our councils, how do we utilize these monies? Do we give really the intended services that people long for? The New Dawn government, for the first time, and I wish to commend and thank the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, for having broken the record in the history of this country, to have given a good, substantial amount of 25.7 million as CDF. Indeed, it is a relief to most councils, more especially ourselves as a local authority. It is actually a benefit to us in that our budget has actually tripled. It has doubled actually. From the past budget, where we could even come up with a budget around 25 million as a local authority, this year we are moving around the 54-point-something million, which I know the treasurer will go in detail so that we understand what type of budget do we have, what have we included. We have a working government, and as we are talking, the CDF has continued to come, and as we are talking, it's evident. The treasurer is here, the council secretary is here. We are confirming that we are in receipt of the monies under CDF, the money that is intended for all these tertiary education, secondary schools. It is being disbursed. The money for other projects for 2022 is in. And indeed, the people, they will have to know, where are we going?
Concerned residents of Kabobola broke the doors of coffin shop Sunday morning to interrupt a marital dispute that could have reportedly ended deadly. Information emerged that a man wanted to kill his wife and later commit suicide inside the coffin shop at Kabobola Market over marital dispute whose details are unclear. The man immediately stormed out of the building with a hammer in his hands after the residents forced the doors open while capturing the events on video. Meanwhile, his wife narrated he locked the doors to the coffin shop, saying that he wanted to kill her and later commit suicide while accusing her of hiding their children. She denies the allegations while explaining that he hit her with a plank which she blocked with her hand. The man, believed to be an employee at the Mazabuka General Hospital, ran away while charging that he is still coming for her. Reports indicate the couple has not been together for the week.
Ona afuna ponya mwala huyo hiyo we are making a video of you Tikupeka ku polisi iwe
and I'll take this video ku polisi, you'll be arrested. Sungazimenya mkazi na nsando
sungazimenya mkazi na nsando
omkira mkazi na nsando kuja
iwe kuja upe muntu yangana iwe tumanje wa ubanje wa
kumukira muja mutumenya mkazi na nsando mkazi na nsando mukira muja. Very stupid.
You are still coming for her. We'll take you to police. Shamkazi no menya na desde wa munobo. Anga kumenya na icho. Nansa ndo kubuste?
Uli jisando.
Kano anda chilo king achi.
Ani wali jisando wa ibika wawa. Abana abone walo. Utira bola logo kukulo king amwe. Wabona abana amani abana wabatisa.
Iroko tachite kuipaya iroko. Taipa ya loko iso.
Kubola kutuma mundabona mundajijaka zombo ja igundulu.
Amuleka usebiti.
Atisamu kubola ndabona bo wanjira ndali kutujiti nayi. Wayi kuhumuna nani nsando. Kubola kutandi jayo lamba nda kujaya muno mugata amani yandime ndilijaya.
Timpeleka ku police. Kama we just report.
The Ministry of Agriculture, through Zambia Research Institute, ZARI, working with the Darwin Initiative, has embarked on a conversation on the conservation of crop wild relatives for the purpose of crossbreeding with cultivated crops in order to build resilience against agricultural shocks. Principal Agricultural Research Officer under ZARI, Gabriel Munkombwe, says the main purpose of conserving crop wild relatives is to link agriculture to the environment. Crop wild relatives and are plant species that are related to the cultivated crops and are used in breeding new improved crop varieties as they are resistant to pests and diseases and adaptable to the new climate.
Yet they play an important role in the sustainability of the agricultural sector. These are crop wild relatives found mostly in protected areas and communal land. Zambia Agriculture Research Institute, ZARI, working with the Darwin Initiative, is promoting the conservation of crop wild relatives.
This is one of the types of wild rice that are found in the Kafue National Park. It's dotted around in many of the ponds along the highway. Some of it has white inflorescent. Two of them are white inflorescent. This wild rice can be crossed with the cultivated rice in order for us to improve the characteristics of the cultivated rice. The interest is about conserving this wild rice as well as utilizing this wild rice in terms of breeding so that we are able to link the environment to agriculture.
Tasira Zulu is a resident of South Luangwa Game Management Area and explains the benefits of crop wild relatives in ensuring household food security.
Kaya sizoni njala ikapona yakuli kamparazi pulula ko lupunga ya lupunga tikaipulula tuifushika musaka tikaifushika msaka tuitwa mkatwa para tuchoka tondo tunsembe mungani mpunga basi mkutwa muwende mkatwa muwende mpanga unga kapanga unga kapena mfuno kuliako munya bana mfuno pika nsima tupika yesto ileze nayo akula kale tujira tiawe ututunku tutunga.
These are crop wild relatives for rice. Crop wild relatives are crops that are grown in the natural environment. They are important in the agricultural sector because they link agriculture to the environment. Reporting from the Kashua National Park, I'm Dorcas Kabuyachab.
Government through the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock in Northwestern Province have so far vaccinated more than 40,000 herds of cattle against foot and mouth diseases. This is out of the total target of 55,000 herds of cattle since the exercise commenced in February this year in Kasempa, Mufumbwe, Manyinga, Kabompo, Zambezi and Chavuma districts. Provincial Veterinary Officer for Northwestern Province, Peter Banda, disclosed that the province received more than 56,000 doses of vaccines in January this year to vaccinate cattle in 6 districts after the disease broke out in November last year. Dr. Banda was speaking to National Agricultural Information Services NAIS in Solwezi, and both Kabompo District Veterinary Officer Blesswell Nyangale and Manyinga District Veterinary Officer Muma Misapa also confirmed the continued vaccination exercise in the affected areas in their respective districts.
Vaccinating heads of cattle against foot and mouth disease, FMD, in 6 districts since the disease broke out in November last year. These are officers from the Department of Veterinary in Northwestern Province. They are on the ground trying to contain the disease through vaccination. So far, more than 40,000 heads of cattle out of the total target of 55,000 heads of cattle have been vaccinated against FMD in 6 districts in the province. Peter Banda is Northwestern Provincial Veterinary Officer.
We had the outbreak of foot and mouth disease in November, December last year. And then we received the vaccines in January 2022. We received the 56,940 doses to vaccinate in 6 districts. So the vaccinations started in the first week of February 2022, and we are almost winding up with our vaccinations. And we have covered so far more than 40,000 heads of cattle.
As for Kabompo and Manyinga district, the vaccination exercise in the affected areas is progressing well.
And our target as a district is 6,200 cattle. And so far, we've managed to vaccinate about 1,300.
Our target for the vaccinations was 7,000 animals. And so far we've covered 5,100 animals vaccinations.
Despite the program progressing well, the exercise has faced some challenges since the commencement of vaccinations in February this year.
We could have done so much in terms of the coverage, but however, looking at the season in which we are doing the vaccinations, and also knowing that Northwestern is one of the heavy rain belts of the country, we have had a lot of rains, which have actually caused us to slow down.
And the major challenge that we faced during the vaccinations was the bad road network. No transport in our offices, for all our motorbikes are down and our vehicle is also down.
As a district, we are appealing to our ministry if they can at least help us with transport, that is in form of motorbikes and any other reliable vehicle.
Government procured more than 56,000 doses of vaccine to contain FMD following the outbreak of the animal disease affecting cattle in 6 districts last year in the province. Krivach Tuta reporting in Kabompo district, North.
Agricultural authorities in Monze have disclosed that 28,586 farmers benefited from the Farmer Input Support Program out of the total number of 65,000 during the 2021-2022 season. District Agricultural Coordinator Aubrey Chanda made the disclosure to the National Agricultural Information Services NAIS in exclusive interview in Monze, and Manungu A Camp Agricultural Officer Constance Banda said her camp targeted 500 farmers who collected all their packs. Mrs. Banda, however, said the number of beneficiaries farmers in her camp is less as only 500 farmers benefited from the program out of 2,847 farmers.
Authorities in Monze have disclosed that 28,586 farmers benefited from the Farmer Input Support Program out of the total number of 65,000 in the district. District Agriculture Coordinator Aubrey Chanda made the disclosure to the National Agriculture Information Services NAIS in an exclusive interview in Monze.
Monze has about 65,000 farmers in total, and on the FISIP program, beneficiaries are 28,586.
And Manungu A Camp Agriculture Officer Constance Bandan said a camp targeted 500 farmers who collected all their packs.
We targeted 500 farmers. Actually, all of them, they got their packs. But though the number is less, because the total number of farmers in a camp, they're about 2,847. So those who benefit under FISIP, they are only 500.
Meanwhile, a beneficiary farmer, Jennifer Makoma, said before the onset of the FISIP, her produce was usually low, but has since increased her production between 40 to 50 by 50 kg bags of maize grown from a lima.
Before we started collecting fertilizer under the Farmer Input Support Program, our produce was low. When we started accessing FISIP fertilizer, the harvest started increasing.
Government should assist us with 4 bags peso and 4 bags top dressing. Will enable us to register increased yield in a hectare.
Reporting, Lawrence Kabutu in Monze.
And here is our picture of the day. We now take our final and third break. We'll be right back.
They'll play a high press to force the mistakes.
They'll dominate the aerial ball. They too tall. We'll handle the pressure and smash them on the break.
The number 9 has scored in their last 5 games.
The passing will be quick, decisive, precisely. There will be drama in the dying minutes. This match will mean more than 3 points.
They will have the home ground advantage. This is why I bet.
This is why I bet. This is why I bet. Betway.
Fairview University College is enrolling students for the January-April 2022 intake in the following: School of Education, Bachelor of Education in Early Childhood Education, Bachelor of Education in Primary Education, Bachelor of Education in Secondary Education, Bachelor of Education in Special Education, Diploma in Early Childhood Education, Diploma in Primary Education, Diploma in Secondary Education, Diploma in Special Education, Certificate in Early Childhood Education, School of Humanities and Social Sciences, Diploma in Public Relations, School of Hotel and Tourism, Diploma in Food and Production, Diploma in Front Office, Diploma in Food and Beverages Management, Diploma in Hospitality and Events Management, and Diploma in Sales and Marketing. For more information, visit us at Regent College along Kwazi Road or the North Mid Campus at plot number 11 Luamba Road, Lusaka. Lusaka or call us on 0955 787114 or 0966 787114 or 0977 787114. Fairview University College. We aim at excellence.
So here's how to pay using Airtel Money. Ensure your decoder is turned on and tuned to channel 1. Dial *778#, then select the option that says Make Payment. Select Pay TV, then select Muvi TV. Enter the 12-digit smart card number, then enter the amount you wish to pay. Enter the Muvi TV account number, omitting the dash before the last digit. Then select the amount you wish to pay. For inquiries, call customer care on 0764 250055 or 0764 250052 or 0978 732 411 or 0978 732 412.
Welcome back, and now for the rest of the stories. The Nation Union of Public and Private Education of Zambia, NUPEZ, has called on government to revise on the recruitment age. Speaking at the news conference in Lusaka, NUPEZ Executive President Victor Muyumba says the current retirement age should be reviewed to what it was previously. He says this will create vacancies for employment of young people to also participate in the development of the nation.
I find it heartwarming that we have in place a government that is desirous to remove the Zambian people from poverty. That is how it ought to be. And the same desire should be extended to effectiveness when it comes to service delivery for our people. And in this case, we call upon the government to revise the retirement age. The retirement age has to be revised from what it is now to what it was before it became to what it is. And to this effect, we call for the amendment of the National Pension Scheme Amendment Act number 7 of 2015 that birthed the current retirement age. We say so because of what we have observed over time. Firstly, we have a lot of tired people in the service. They are tired to an extent that some of them simply say, we are just waiting for time, some of us have worked already. And this has gone a long way in dampening the morale of the young ones that have the zeal and the energy to work. So you don't expect to have effective service delivery in this kind of a setup. We have also seen a situation where the children to these people that are in service have remained unemployed because they are the ones that have taken up the payroll vacancies, the payroll positions in the system. So if they are to move, they'll pave way for their children to be employed. Because of the fear of retirement,
the debris of war. A graveyard of tanks stands as evidence of Russia's sudden retreat and Ukraine's determination to defend the area around Kyiv. But the litter of Russian hardware isn't the only sign of conflict. Buildings are scorched and destroyed, entire neighborhoods devastated. And alongside that, the grim reminders of the very human cost of conflict. Bodies lie on the streets. suggesting indiscriminate killing and evidence of possible war crimes. Even in death, the bodies have been afforded little dignity. Ukrainian soldiers fear Russian forces might have hidden explosives in the corpses as they left. It was something Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky included in this warning message. The occupiers' withdrawal is revealing a catastrophic situation, and there is still so much danger. Do not doubt this. Airstrikes could continue, and they are setting booby traps everywhere, in houses. Even in the bodies of those killed, there are many trapwires and other dangers. Amid the trauma, though, is a sense of relief that the Russians have left, with residents coming together, sharing meals, and a sense of victory after weeks of living in constant fear.
If there will be peace, everything will be wonderful. Under constant shelling for more than a month, when everything was gone. The water was gone, light, gas, everything was gone at once. Then the internet was gone, then the phone communications went down. We found ourselves cut off from the whole world.
But the death and destruction all around show the huge price paid in the past weeks. Every body, every corpse is a friend or neighbour, a mother or brother. He worked in landscaping, a peaceful, honest person, a smart man who loved to work, and they simply, shamelessly and in full knowledge, crushed him to death with a Russian tank. Residents here know this retreat does not indicate an end to the war. Ukraine is preparing for what may come next as Russia regroups its forces for attacks in other parts of the country.
And that's it. To end the news, we look at the headlines once again. Residents of Kalumbila's Kisasa area share social protection program's success. President Hakainde Hichilema says salary not a priority. Mazabuka man attempts to kill the wife with a hammer. And finally, Kigame expected in Livingstone tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Good evening and God bless.